What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for MicroStrategy Incorporated with the ticker symbol MSTR. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So before we begin the video, guys, I'm going to do something different. The most liked comment on this video will get a free video analysis done. Just drop your ticker symbol with your comment. And then the most liked comment with the ticker symbol attached, I'll do it tomorrow. So if you guys want to see Palantirs, Google, Microsoft, Apple, just leave a comment with the ticker symbol, and the most liked comment, I will do it tomorrow. So let's take a look at the daily chart for MicroStrategy. Well, it looks like today we had a small rally, a 3.65% gain to the $400 level. So what does this mean? Well, obviously, the price is just still in a pullback state, right? The market is just pulling back. It's not showing any strong bullish imbalance. It's not really showing any strong bearish imbalance as right now. We did see a nice drop in the past, followed by a correction, and we're still just kind of mostly trading sideways. So let's go over, this is a fresh chart, so I deleted everything. So it's always good to, sometimes just clear your chart, get a fresh set of eyes on it, a new look at it. So what do I see? Well, I see strong buying basically since January of 2023. So next month will be a 2-year bull market since that $13.44 level. So very bullish. So we can draw a trend line off the swing lows, obviously because price is making higher highs, higher lows. So that was the first angle of attack right here by the bulls. And then they went steeper, which means they were getting stronger and stronger. So this was the second angle of attack. And now we are in the third angle of attack as of right now. So this one right over here. So we're currently in the third angle. You can see how it gets steeper and steeper, the trend. Is this third one going to break and we're going to come down to the second one? Well, that depends on how strong the selling pressure is, right? As right now, it's really not showing any strong selling pressure. However, that can still occur because we did see a large drop in the past. This was all one large drop right over here. We're seeing the correction up. So this is one leg up right here. Price pulled back. And this is the second leg up. So that marks the center of the pattern, right? 2 legs up with 1 leg down can lead to another leg down. So this one right over here. And that's targeting the 273 level gap fill attempt. So that's still in the card books, right? This is still on the table to get to that target, right? Bitcoin is breaking out of its consolidation pattern back again into the 6 figures. So that's why we did see a pop-up today. But again, like I said before, it's not guaranteed we reach this target towards the downside, right? Why? Because people don't understand technical analysis, right? What is technical analysis? You're just going over what the price is telling you, and you're just following the market, right? So look at all this buying pressure, right? Since 2023, this is all an uptrend, right? So obviously, sometimes the pullback does not fully occur, right? Sometimes you'll see it partially occur, right? Like over here, right? Maybe you'll see just a sideways pullback. Maybe you'll see price stop halfway of reaching the downward target, which is a good sign, right? You don't want price to reach targets to the downside if you're a bull. That's a good sign because that's showing a bullish imbalance, meaning there's more aggressive buyers in the market than aggressive sellers who want to drive up the price, who want to rather drive down the price, right? So you don't want price to reach the targets to the downside. I'm just saying it's on the table because it's still what the bears can achieve, right? But you don't want them to do it. It's not the end of the world, but it's better, right? If your opponent, think of it as like a war, right? Your opponent doesn't reach the target. What does that mean? Well, now you can counterattack and defeat them, right? So you don't want them to reach their target. So let's take a look at the intraday, right? What's going on? Well, you clearly see, let me go and remove all the drawings again. Overall, you saw a nice downtrend followed by some sideways consolidation. So again, those targets are still in play. We did see a little pullback from this drop right over here. So is that going to lead to further selling? Well, again, price is still above the support level, so that's a good sign for the bulls. But the bears still have a couple targets they can reach. This one right over here at the 310 level. Why? Because this was the first attempt right here. We saw the second attempt that failed. But since we saw a basically the price recycle itself, you could say, or trying another attempt. This is the second attempt right here. So if this one fails, we can see another similar push up like we did back over here in the past. But overall, the EMA is pretty flat, right? So the price is kind of neutral, right? Whenever you can't really find a direction in the market. I mean, it's just better to just stay neutral, right? Because it's not really showing any strong buying or selling pressure basically since November. Um, what is this? November 27th, right? It's basically been flat. We did see a strong move up, strong move down. Whenever you see a strong move up and a strong move down, a lot of times you'll just see sideways trading. So maybe we can just draw a range for this price action, right? Maybe something like that. So overall, just it's mostly sideways trading with a long-term bullish uptrend. So we'll see what happens. But there is downward targets in play, still in play. So this is all one leg right here as well. This could be the start of the second leg, and that's targeting the 278, 277, and then the 310, 312, and then the support, the horizontal support at 370. So we'll see what happens, right? You have to go over the bullish case, you have to go over the bearish case, and figure out which one is way stronger than the other, right? So let's go over the bearish case. Is that we're still in a pullback in this long-term uptrend, which means we can see for the downside. We have measurement targets in play towards the downside. We have a gap that can be filled, and we're still seeing price barely going up, right? So that's kind of the bearish case. Now you weigh that against the bullish case. What is the bullish case, right? Well, first of all, macro uptrend is long-term up. Well, it's still an uptrend, right, in the macro scale. So that's a good sign for the bulls. The second good sign is that price is staying above this 370 level, this horizontal level. So that's a good sign. Bears are struggling to drop down the price. That's another good sign. What else, right? And we do have measure moves to the upside for the bulls as well, right? That can be reached. So overall, it's still likely we continue higher. But short term, it's not really like clear, right? Like I said, I weighed all the bearish factors that I can see on the chart. I weigh all the bullish factors, and they're kind of even, right? So we'll see what happens. But it's not even in the long term, right? It's heavily weighted for the bulls in the long term. So here's a look at the weekly chart. And what do I think about Bitcoin cycles? Well, I still think that this cycle that we're currently in is most likely going to be a regular cycle. I don't like to say early cycle or late cycle until it's invalidated, right? As of right now, the cycle is still on track to top sometime late next year. So it's still on track to get there. It could be a little bit earlier, it could be a little bit later. Do I believe in cycles? Maybe. I mean, they definitely do happen in the market. I like to think of, the market as like symmetry instead, right? So if you see like impulses, a lot of times you'll see a similar size impulse and at the same time scale. So that's where the cycle can develop from, right? So I like to think of the market more in terms of like, what was the word? Like not technically cycles, but symmetry, right? The market has a lot of symmetry in it. So basically, if you see an impulse, right? If you see an impulse followed by correction, a lot of times that second impulse will be the same size and duration of the prior impulse. So that's where I believe cycles can come from. But I like to think of it as more like impulse because a lot of times you'll see things drag out, right? You'll see like sideways trading and then ranges, consolidation that can drag out for a while. And then that means that, the cycle will take longer to occur. But I like to just think of it as terms of symmetry. So weekly charts overall at the top of the uptrend, still in a pullback state, not really seeing any strong buying occur at this level. It makes sense, right? Who wants to buy near the all-time highs? The big players, they probably want to see a little bit lower prices first. Selling pressure is not that strong either, which is a good sign. You didn't see some crash like this right over here in the past. So we're not seeing that, right? We're seeing more of like something like this occur, more of a sideways kind of a weak correction taking place. So that's all I have for MicroStrategy in the daily weekly charts. Basically, just to summarize, price is in a pullback state, right? This is a pullback in a very long-term uptrend. Most likely the trend will continue higher after this pullback, unless we see something crazy occur, like very strong selling, then that would change the market. But that's not happening right now, and I don't anticipate that to occur. We can definitely still see lower prices. Today is just, it could be just a little pullback in this downtrend that's happening right now, or this pullback we're seeing. So we can still see more downside. The targets for the downside will be first of all, the 370 level. And if that one breaks, then you look for the next target at 312 or 310. If that one breaks, then you see the next one at the 270. I don't expect anything lower as of right now until proven otherwise. Those are my targets. To the upside, well, again, the bulls have that horizontal level and potentially even this trend line. So a lot of times, you have to find like why is price not doing what it's doing, and then you'll figure out, oh, look at this trend line right here, right? You can connect these two swings, you bounce here, you bounce here. That's what led to that strong rally. And this can also act as support again. So again, if bears are struggling to go lower, then obviously there's some bullish imbalance going on, which is a good sign for the bulls, right? So we'll see what happens. Just to summarize, long-term bullish, short-term neutral with a slight bearish imbalance going on. But overall, sometimes the targets aren't reached towards the downside, and we can see price rally higher. And let's take a look at that long-term measurement target. This is all one leg right here. This is the second leg, somewhere right around, you could say, middle of next year, the $1,500 target. There might be a stock split by then. We'll have to wait and see. So you can just say about a 4x from about right here. So let's say that's about a $320 billion market cap, or between the 320 and $360 billion market cap by the time of next year. So that's what the technicals are telling me, right? Like, how can you say this is a top and we're never going to see the new all-time high? Generally, when you see like a trend end, you'll see like a couple of signals, right, in the price action. You'll see like a blow off top, something like that, followed by extreme selling, or you'll see price barely making new highs. It'll like struggle and then it can roll over. Or in a very mature trend, you'll see some sort of distribution occur, like on some sort of range that can fall down. We're not really seeing any of those indications. To me, this still looks like the trend is still in play to the upside. So all I have for MicroStrategy and daily weekly charts. I can talk about this forever. That's all I have for today, and I'll give you guys an update most likely Monday. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.